name's Kev Lowe, and I'd like to introduce to you Boris Johnson. You are the Prime Minister, are you not? Pardon? Okay, I'd just like to briefly talk about some of the hot topics of the past year or so. One, of course, is Brexit, but specifically the deals that we're trying to get through as time goes on. What is it that we do with those now?
We have a deal. We have a great deal. It's ready to go. Just add water.
Right, well, I'm sure we can do that. Some people are more worried about the long-term implications of some of these deals though. What would you say to that?
Whatever the doomsters may say about Britain, there will still be Mars bar.
Yeah, well, brilliant. Another hot topic for the past few years, of course, has been COVID. Now, I know this is very difficult, but how would you sum up COVID?
To sum it up in a nutshell, it's hand, space, space. That's how we get back to as close to normal as possible. Hand, space, space, get a test. Hand, space, space, hand, space, space, plus get a test if you have symptoms and self-isolate. You know what my message is going to be. It's hand, space, space. I hope that was pretty punchy, I think. Hand, space, space, get a test.
Oh, yeah, okay. So moving on from those topics, or moving backwards, rather, to the time when you were Mayor of London, one of the big stamps that you kind of left there was the Boris buses. Now, what is it about the Boris buses? Because, I mean, you didn't invent the bus, did you? What would you say it is about the Boris buses?
I get old, I don't know, wooden crates. Yeah. Right? And then I paint them, and they have two. Suppose it's a box that's been used to contain two wine bottles, right? Right. And it will have a dividing thing. Yeah. And I turn it into a bus. So I put passengers. Now I paint the passengers enjoying themselves. Okay, great. On a wonderful bus.
Brilliant. Okay, so when you're out canvassing in election times, because you've won many elections, how is it you deal with difficult questions from people on the street, or people perhaps not being very hospitable? Okay, well, yeah, I can see how that would certainly work. Yes. So you're quite a well-travelled man. What would you say is your favourite place you've been to around the world?
Yesterday I went, as we all must, to Peppa Pig World. I don't know if you've been to Peppa Pig World. Hands up anyone who's been to Peppa Pig World? Not enough. I was a bit hazy what I would find at Peppa Pig World, but I loved it. Peppa Pig World is very much my kind of place. It has very safe streets, discipline in schools, heavy emphasis on new mass transit systems, I noticed, even if they're a bit stereotypical about Daddy Pig. But the real lesson for me, going to Peppa Pig World, I'm surprised you haven't been there, was about the power of UK creativity. Who would have believed, Tony, that a pig that looks like a hairdryer, or possibly a sort of Picasso-like hairdryer, a pig that was rejected by the BBC, would now be exported to 180 countries with theme parks both in America and in China, as well as in the New Forest, and a business that's worth at least £6 billion to this country, £6 billion and counting. Now, I think that is pure genius, don't you, Peppa Pig?
Okay, and what about historical figures? Do you have any heroes? Okay, weirdly not the last thing I was expecting you to say, actually. Do you have any words of wisdom that you live your life by? Any words of wisdom for us?
What we need to know, there is one giant fact which we continue to chase down. There is one like the hunting of the snark, or the quest of the answer to Fermat's last theorem, or the riddle of the Sphinx, or the Bermuda Triangle. We still the one fact, the one that we wish to discover, the one hard crouton fact that we search for in the great minestrone.
Is that it? Okay. Any final words, Boris Johnson? Well, quite. Boris Johnson, everybody.